Hi guys, in this video series I'll be showing you how to make a Stickman Scrolling Platformer Game on Scratch. So this is a preview of what you're gonna make. So the scrolling concept is from Griffpatch. So this is part 1 in making a Stickman Scrolling Platformer Game in Scratch. So let's get started. So first I'll be showing you how to code our player. So make sure you upload the sprites. So I already have uploaded my sprites. This is the player sprite. It has 9 costumes and the last one should be hitbox. So first let's make some variables. So all the uppercase variables are for all sprites and all the lowercase variables are for this sprite only. First one is animate for this sprite only, X for this sprite only, Y for this sprite only, in-air for this sprite only, speed X for this sprite only, speed Y for this sprite only, and coins for all sprites, collected, max for all sprites, collected for all sprites, mouse for all sprites, exit for all sprites, levels for all sprites, scroll X and scroll Y for all sprites, and timer for all sprites. So these are the variables, so remember all the lowercase are for this sprite only and all the uppercase variables for all sprites. So click on your player and when green flag clicked, so minimize the screen, we need to broadcast new message called green flag. And duplicate this and we need to broadcast another new message called play game. And when I receive green flag clicked or green flag, then we need to hide and go to front player. And when I receive play game, we need to hide our variable for mouse and set our level to 1 and grab a forever So we need to broadcast and wait, reset. So duplicate this and we need to broadcast a new message called setup and wait. Then go for my blocks and make a block called game on. Place the game on block over here and then grab a repeat until our exit is greater than nothing. Let's make a block called tick and make sure you click on run without screen refresh. Click OK. And then we need to tick and we need to broadcast tick and wait. And now let's define this game on block. We need to set our x to -200 and set a y to 0 and set our speed y and speed x to 0, set in air to 0, and then we need to set exit to none and our scroll x and our scroll y to 0. Then we need to set size to 40 and clear all graphic effects. Then we need to show. So okay, now let's define this tick block. So when define this block, we need to point in direction 90 degrees and then change our speed x by 1.5. So this will make our player move automatically. And then we need to next costume and switch costume to hitbox. And then we need to change animate by 1. Grab the if statement, so if animate equals 9, then we need to set animate to 1. So this is because if our costume is the night costume, we don't need to show the hitbox, it will automatically go to the first costume. Then we need to set our speed x to speed x times 0.8. And grab another if statement. So if grab a greater than operator and ABS. So ABS of speed x is lesser than it's greater than 0.9. Then let's make a block called change player x by at the input called speed x. Then we need to change player x by, we need to round speed x. So now grab another if statement, grab a O. So if key N is pressed, grab an N. If mouse down and our mouse Y is greater than our Y position, so this is our mobile friendly control. Grab if in air is lesser than 4, then we need to set our speed Y to 16. So this block will make if any key is pressed or if our mouse is down, this will make our player jump. So grab another if statement. So if speed Y is greater than -20, then we need to change our speed by -2. Then make a block called change player Y by at the input called speed Y. Click OK. Then we need to change our player Y by speed Y. Then we need to set our scroll X to our X position and grab an if statement. So if scroll X is lesser than 0, then we need to set scroll X to 0. Grab an if. So if scroll X is greater than 3826, then we need to set our scroll X to 3826 and grab an if statement. So if our scroll Y is lesser than 0, then we need to set our scroll Y to 0. And then make a block, so position. So make sure you tick run without screen refresh. Then position. So okay, now let's clean up these blocks and now let's define our change player X by speed X block. Then we need to change our X by speed X and then we need to position it. So grab an if statement. So if touching platforms, then we need to repeat 12. We need to change Y by 1 and position and grab an if statement. So if not touching platforms, then we need to stop this script. we need to change our y by -12. Grab a repeat until. So repeat until not touching platforms. Grab if statement. So if our speed x is greater than 0, then we need to change our x by -1. Else change x by 1. And again we need to position our player. So go for this change player y by speed y. So we need to change our y by speed y or sy and change in air by -1. And then change in air by 1 and position it and grab a repeat until not touching platforms. Grab if statement. So if speed y is greater than 0, we need to change our y by -1, else change our y by 1 and set in air to 0. And we position our block and set speed y to 0. Now grab this position block and we need to go to x, grab two minus operators, x minus scroll x and y minus scroll y. Now go to the stick block and finally we need to switch costume to animate. So now I'll be showing you how to code our platforms. So click on platforms and make sure you upload the costumes. So there are 23 costumes. And when I receive green flag, we need to hide. And when I receive tick, make a block for position. X and Y and make sure to tick run without screen refresh. We need position. Let's make two new variables called X for this sprite only and Y for this sprite only. Grab a minus. So X minus scroll X and Y minus scroll Y. And when I receive reset, we need to delete these clones. Now let's define this position X and Y. We need to go to X and Y and grab the if statement. So it should be if else and grab two equals. So if X equals X position, then we if X equals X position and Y equals Y position, then we need to show else hide. And when I receive setup, we need to set our X and Y to 0. And then we need to hide, grab if, grab a levels, and then we need to switch costume to level 1. So you can see for level 1 I have 6 costumes. So we need to clone. So make a block called clone, add X, add an input called X, label Y, input Y. So make sure you tick run without screen refresh, and then we need to clone it X 480 and Y 0. So because we have 6 costumes to our level 1, we'll duplicate it 6 times. And then let's define this clone at X and Y. We need to create clone of myself and change our X by X and Y by Y. And next costume. So click on player and go for my blocks and click on game on and make sure you tick run without screen refresh. So in the define tick block, so if our speed Y is greater than -20, make sure to fix this bug. We need to change speed Y by -2. So okay, now let's test our platformer. So now you can see our platformer is scrolling and our player animation also works. So now I'll be showing you how to code our BG. So click on BG, make sure you upload these 2 costumes to your BG. And when I receive green flag, I need to hide. When I receive tick, then we need to make a block called position, X and Y. Make sure to click on run without screen refresh. Let's make 2 new variables called X for display only and Y for display only. So it's X minus scroll X and Y minus for Y. And then we need to define this position, go to back layer, and then we need to go to X and Y and grab the if else statement. So if grab end to equals, so if X equals X position and Y equals Y position, then we need to show, and else hide. And when I receive setup, we need to hide, set our X and Y to 0. And grab an if statement, so if level equals 1, then we need to switch costume to 1. And then we need to clone F. let's make a block, clone, X and Y, run without screen refresh. We need to clone at X for 80 and Y 0 and duplicate this. Next costume, and then we need to duplicate it 5 times because we have only 6 platformers on level 1. Then define this clone block. We need to create clone of myself and change our X by X and Y by Y. So okay, now let's test our platformer. So now you can see our background also scrolls. So that's cool animation, like our player is falling off from the circle. So our platformer works. So my next video I'll be showing you how to add the danger, the saw, and the bounce. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a like, subscribe and share. And see you in part 2 in making Stickman Scrolling Platformer Game in Scratch.